Hello, good morning from Poland.
Hello, Anna. A very good morning. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine, thank you. And you?
I'm also doing well. Fantastic. Actually, I'm going to have this session, so I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking, Anna. Yes,
Yes, now it should be
yes.
better.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I should appreciate, and I really want to appreciate your willingness to come, and thank you so much for being with me.
You are very welcome. Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yes, actually, you are so positive person. I would say the way you answered when I invited you and your positivity, like I was dying to meet you. That's it. Because it happens sometimes. You radiate some positivity, and at the same time, the negativity is there, right? So it matters a lot, I feel. What is your opinion for that? What do you feel, Anna?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you because, I experience this feeling on a daily basis, even, with my students.
Mhm,
I always try to be as much honest as it's only possible. Therefore, if I feel that my energy is
mhm,
completely different from the energy of a person that I meet for the first time,
mhm.
I either try to check it if this is
Yes.
only my first impression, which
Mhm,
might be false, of course, or is it really the fact
mhm.
that we shouldn't collaborate, we shouldn't cooperate with that person?
Yes.
And I believe that was the very similar feeling when you wrote me for the first time, that I thought, well, I'd like to meet that lady.
Yes, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Actually, yes, Anna, this is truly you speaking. This is very first time I'm going to ask that question. That Anna, when I invited you, I dropped a line via LinkedIn. So, what did you feel actually? Because it is very first time here now.
Yeah, of course. Probably you may have a similar experience to mine, that sometimes people just drop you a line just
Yes.
because before they've sent hundreds of messages like that.
Yes.
But I had a feeling that your message was the one that I really wanted to respond to, and I really wanted to check uh, what would be next. Yeah, whether it's like another contact that I may keep. And I may keep in touch with someone that simply has the same values, because I
Yes.
believe that it's a waste of time to talk to someone who
Mhm.
doesn't believe in what you believe in.
Yes, yes. Great answer. Really. Thank you so much for being honest with me. Because sometimes, Anna, it looks very simple, but truly speaking, it is very challenging at the same time when you want to interact with someone who is really very new to you, right? At a very first time. So I feel sometimes in such a way, but again, I prepare myself for no reno because I took this initiative to make uh, learner's journey very easy via this kind of video, and I love to. Recently I started to upload my video on my YouTube channel as well, so that other learner can take the help out of it, and it is really so helpful. Along with that, I want to mention being a tutor. I'm also learning a lot by connecting internationally, because your method is different, my method is different. And in my case, I always carry a beautiful attitude of learning, no matter what the age is. Even I am a mother, so I love to learn so many things from my child as well. So I think it should be there always, learning
Yeah,
attitude, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. if someone tries to teach other people
Yes.
without thinking
Mm-hmm.
about this relationship that we establish
Yes.
as a partnership,
Mm-hmm.
then I think that this person either needs to change a job or
Yes.
needs to consider their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought of me being a teacher, being a coach,
Mm-hmm.
as someone who is superior. Of
Yes.
course, maybe my knowledge is better. For sure,
Mm-hmm.
my knowledge is
Yes.
better than of that of my students.
Mm-hmm.
But this is only about English. What
Yes.
about other,
Yes.
areas of
Mm-hmm.
interest that they
Mm-hmm.
possess and
Mm-hmm.
that they can share with me?
Yes.
And the language is just a tool. The
Correct.
most important thing is this
Mm-hmm.
partnership that we establish.
Yes, yes. And actually, I get fascinated by one of your articles I read few days ago, and that's why I decided, okay, I should take this initiative to have a beautiful, candid conversation with Anna so that I can learn and many people can take the advantage of it. So, you mentioned over there a beautiful, inspiring thing that if you want to learn something, so you need to change every time, right? You mentioned that one. So I want to know more about it, the concept behind it, when you wrote everything related to it. Okay, change should be there, whether it is in the form of a study, whether it could be a course, it could be a training. So you need to embrace this kind of change. So please share your insights about it.
First of all, I would like to share with you one of my experiences that I had when I was a corporate employee.
Mhm.
And our boss shared with us one important thought
Mhm.
that actually I have never forgotten. It was about treating a change as a chance, not as an obstacle.
Wow.
And this thought came back to me when I was changing my professional life
Mhm.
from a public school teacher
Mhm.
to a tutor to a coach. And then I thought that if I want to change other people's lives, because that's how
Yes.
I treat my coaching sessions,
Mhm.
English coaching sessions, I need to change myself. I
Mhm.
need to change my way of thinking of
Yes.
trainings, courses,
Mhm.
not only as not only as a chance to learn something,
Mhm.
but also as a chance to change a small part of me, my thinking, my attitude.
Yes.
And then I think this positive energy that I take from every piece of information that I learn can be given further to my students, to my coaches, to anyone that
Mhm.
has a chance to meet me, and I have a pleasure to meet.
Yes. Wow. Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. And there is one thing, as you are a business coach, I think you are providing the training, especially business executives. So, what is the difference, Anna, according to you? Like, this is general English, this is business one, and accordingly, we need to train our student. So, what is the main
Well,
difference?
yeah. First of all, if we try to focus on a particular niche
Mhm.
in the language teaching or learning, we know that we need to set very specific goals.
Uh-huh.
Because what I observe in teachers, they very often have very uh, blurred I would say, aims, and no one really knows why the student needs to
Mhm.
learn something.
Yes.
Very often, people who have vast experience in teaching forget that they can plan the process of teaching and the process of
Definitely.
learning for the student,
Yes,
not really the authors of the textbooks that they use. And
correct.
I think that this is the main difference, because business people are really goal oriented. And
Yes.
if we change our attitude, also when we teach general English, we can observe that the process of learning, teaching,
Mm-hmm.
is much more faster than the process based on regular textbooks.
Yes, it's very true, actually. I can feel very connected with all your ideas, I would say, Anna. Really, I'm internally feeling so positive, so energetic at the same time, Anna. Okay.
Although it's 7:30, 20 to 8 actually in the morning here. And it was a little bit challenging today for me to get up because
Oh,
yesterday we had a holiday here in Poland.
okay.
But I thought that, well, for a lady like you, it is absolutely worth it.
That's why I said, like earlier when I started our conversation, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. I should appreciate this kind of initiative in a beautiful manner, in a positive way. I would say, yes, I'm ready for that, Renu. So it means a lot. So I should appreciate this thing, Anna. Okay, one more thing. I want to keep it very natural, actually, so that my Indian audience can understand the most challenging part over here for especially business person, that how to inculcate this kind of habit so that we can learn a new word every day. And we are aware about it, Anna, that we can learn 10 words. However, it is very challenging to use it in our daily conversation, and practically if we are not ready to use it, so you will forget for sure. So, would you like to share one, two tips for that for business person, because they are working professional and to manage their time, it's very complicated and challenging. So, how to make it very simple for them, according to you, Anna?
Very often people forget that they have lots of breaks that when they really waste their time.
Mm-hmm,
For example, when you drive a car,
mm-hmm.
why don't you play a podcast and learn some new phrases, some new words? Because
Yes.
I think that this is not the right direction.
Mm-hmm,
First, to find a word,
mm-hmm.
learn it, and look for it. I would
Yes.
rather find those phrases in podcasts, articles, interviews,
Yes.
because the best way is to learn from the context,
Mm-hmm,
because that is the thing, that is the strategy that
mm-hmm.
makes you remember things.
Yes.
Because your brain functions in such a wonderful way
Mm-hmm.
that even when you experience something or you hear about somebody's
Yes.
experience,
Mm-hmm.
your brain does not really differentiate the
Yes.
real experience and the experience of someone else.
Mm-hmm,
Because if you involve deep empathy in the process of learning,
mm-hmm,
and you as a teacher
mm-hmm.
involve a lot of empathy towards your
Yes.
students,
Mm-hmm,
then the experience you share
mm-hmm,
is the experience that belongs to both of you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So why not to try from the ready materials and look for interesting phrases there, not in lists of vocabulary that, believe me, today
Yes.
you remember, tomorrow you forget.
Definitely, for sure. That's why I said it is challenging. It might possible for you to you can learn in a go 10 words at a time. However, for this process, practically you need to speak in front of somebody, or you need to listen to it somewhere, whether it
Yeah,
could be an article via podcast, and audio books are there nowadays. I would say we should appreciate this internet and everything. We are living in this modern era.
yeah,
And that is the reason I'm in India and you are in Poland, and we are connecting so beautifully, isn't it?
exactly. Besides, people very often forget that it's not really about multitasking. which is a concept that is absolutely wrong. There is nothing like multitasking because we need to remember that when we focus on something, we can focus only on this particular thing. So you can't be fully focused on 2, 3, 5 things. But really, there is a concept of this subconscious brain. And this is the most powerful tool that we have, that we acknowledge something without knowing that we have just done it. So that's absolutely amazing. So I really recommend your students, your clients, to read about the power of our brains and how we can hack our brains in order to make it even a more powerful tool to learn.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. When you said that brain just now, so actually I read one more article of yours related to neuroscience. It was, I believe. So neuroscience, one day I was surfing my Instagram account as well. So I came across such kind of videos and reels. Okay, they were telling about neuroscience. You need to focus on that if you want to learn this language. So what is your opinion for that? How to connect to that one? How to understand? If it is very new to me for a particular person, okay, neuroscience is there also. So how to understand that term, Anna?
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the fastest developing part of science nowadays. And it shows how ridiculous certain methods really are, because they only rely on what is here, what is now, without, for example, employing the previous experience of our students, which is so often very traumatic. And neuroscience helps us understand that creating new neural connections is the key to efficient learning, efficient teaching, because habits that you've already mentioned, this is the key to creating new neural connections. And through neuroscience, we find out that it does not really matter if you do it from the very beginning, or first you start imagining things. But even imagining things can be like the first stage to learn something new. If you imagine yourself speaking fluent English with wonderful accent, I don't know if someone prefers the British accent, American, Australian, whatever, or you feel fine with your own accent. This is actually very important to say it to people, that you don't have to sound like an American from Washington, D.C. or New York. The
Thank you
most
so
important
much for
thing,
mentioning that statement. Thank you so much, Anna.
yeah, you must be understood by your partner that you talk to. And that is enough. You are good enough. And don't care that person sounds like an American. Because maybe their experience is completely different from yours. Maybe you can only travel, I don't know, 200, 300 kilometers from the place where you live. And that person can travel all around the world. So their experience is different, but it doesn't mean that you are inferior. Don't feel like that. You are good enough.
Yes. People tend to feel like this, Anna. I have no idea more about many people, but yes, the people who are living in India, with the help of social media application, for example, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, I'm little bit aware about it. Yes, one side, a particular person who wants to learn this language, but on the flip side, they have such kind of tendency all the time. They want to speak like American, right? And we need to understand it is really very challenging and sometimes near to impossible to change our tone to change our rhythm, to change our accent, right? So you mentioned, I really want to appreciate, it should be like that. Earlier, I wasn't feel like that, okay, I need to change my accent, but I rationalized my thought in such a way, no, Renu, you are Indian, it's been 40 years, and continuously you are speaking in your mother tongue. So to change your accent, don't do that. Just try to be comfortable with your own tone and the way you are carrying your personality as a mother, as a tutor, whatever it is. Just focus on the clarity of the sentence. The pronunciation is the important, I believe. And the same thing I want to make aware my students who are living in India, especially, just try to focus how to make a clear sentence, how to frame it in a very simple manner. It should be like that. Okay, so beautiful. Like I can't tell you that it is really so insightful session. And I'm enjoying Anna with you, really, truly. One more question. I found that most of the time, if this language is not a first language for somebody, for example, in India, diverse languages are there: Hindi, Marathi, Malayali, Tamil, so many languages. So to take the initiative, how to start, the first step is very challenging. How to start? So what would be your suggestion for that, for a learner?
Yeah, first of all, I wouldn't think of English as a foreign language
Mm-hmm.
because we all live in the same world, the world that has become globalized.
Correct.
And English is a part of our routine
Mm-hmm.
here in Poland, there in India, and in any other part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So why to think about it as a foreign language if you can read several English words every day
Very
without
true.
even thinking about it?
Yeah.
That the word comes from English because it's so
Yeah.
natural for you that this is the word you use. So
Yes.
stop thinking of it as something strange,
Yes.
something that stays really far from your experience because you experience English without even realizing it.
Yes. For example, light. Even truly speaking, I don't know how to say in my mother tongue in Hindi. Light. Okay, fan. Fan we say pankha in Hindi. So it's very true. So it is really so easy. Just you need to believe that what is the process and just follow it. I always try to mention in my every video, there is a process and you need to follow it. Don't say like this 30 days, 60 days. I would like to mention over here. Last week, I received a call, Anna, and she is a housewife actually. And she mentioned, Renu ma'am, I want to learn this language. I want to be fluent in this language within 2 months. I made that target for me. And such kind of people out there, I believe. So, what is your suggestion for such kind of student? I said I requested, please don't do that. Just try to make short goal. It is a kind of a language, long process. You need to follow step by step, and every day you can see an improvement. Not fluency and fluent in English. Don't use that kind of word. So, what is your perspective for that, Anna?
Yeah, very often I also have such calls from my um, clients that, yeah, I want to be fluent in English. And
Yes.
my question is, when will you recognize that you are fluent? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say that, okay, I'll be fluent when I speak English the same way I speak Polish. And my question is it really possible?
Yes.
And within the frame of time that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So every goal needs to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Every goal needs to be measurable.
Yes.
Every goal needs to be measurable, because then you have this feeling of success as a learner.
Yes.
Therefore, I think that one of the biggest challenge for us professionals, these are advertisements that our clients hear. We'll
Yes.
teach you English in two
True.
months.
Yes.
Yeah, or we'll teach you in a month.
Yes.
I can see this here in Poland, that some, I don't know if I can call them even teachers.
I
Maybe
don't
these
feel
are,
good actually. I don't feel good.
yeah,
As a tutor, you are aware in a month it is not
yeah,
going to happen, no matter what the
absolutely.
capacity of grasping a language. It is not
Yes,
going to.
yes. Even if you move for a month to Great Britain or the US, uh, you will be able to communicate in everyday situations. And I fully understand that this is the thing that uh, can happen.
Yes.
However, you can't be fluent. You can't start talking about quantum physics, for example. Yeah, because if you think that you want to talk about it, like a Polish person, yeah, so I can imagine that you can talk about any topic that,
Yes.
for example, you learned about at school. So maybe I am ridiculing a little bit the situation, but I want to show you um, that there are certain people who sell dreams and want you to pay for your dreams. And isn't it
True.
easier just to meet someone, create a plan
Mhm.
how you can reach your goals, and simply be consistent and
Mhm.
introduce every step
Mhm.
uh, at such a pace that you feel is right for you?
Right, yeah. And one more thing, that comparison is there all the time. They always tend to compare their speaking with somebody. Okay, I want to speak
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I think it should not be there. You should try to carry a beautiful attitude. Okay, I want to learn this language so that globally, internationally, I can communicate. I can put my thoughts into words so that I can convey exact message the way I want.
Yeah,
Right. No
that's
need.
very important.
That's
Yeah.
very important to understand the thing. But I feel so bad, as you mentioned, there are so many tutors. I don't want to complain actually, personally. I don't feel good, Anna. However, sometimes I feel in the market, people are doing such kind of advertisement. Okay, within 30 days, within 60 days, I will make you fluent enough in this language. This is very first time when they take the initiative. Okay, now I decided I want to learn this language, and they try to explore via Google, via social media. And when they come across such kind of advertisements, so they feel, okay, I will learn that, especially in the case of business people, because
Yeah.
there are so many challenges at their workplace. One of my students, his life is completely so complicated nowadays only because of this language. So that is a
Yeah.
problem. That's why they are running behind. Okay, where I can get the course of 30 days so that I can learn everything and I will become so fluent in this language. So it's like that, I think. I feel, Anna.
Yeah, and that feeling of disappointment that
Yes.
appears in the person
Mhm.
makes it even more difficult for us,
Yes.
the honest professionals, to work,
Yes.
because not only do
Mhm.
we try to introduce the beauty of the language, but
Yes.
first of all, the main obstacle is to explain that person
Mhm.
that this is not their fault that they
Yes.
haven't learned the language, but
Mhm.
this is the fault of the person who
Mhm.
made an empty promise.
Definitely, for sure. And there is one more thing. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to make a mistake. Even without making a mistake, it is difficult. Even if you want to learn how to make a chapati in a round shape, It takes time.
For sure.
Because I did that. So this is a kind of a language where you are going to learn every day new word, new sentences, some tenses related to present, past. You need to understand that how to communicate in past, in present, and future. So many things, and grammar concept, I would say, is so vast. So understand it. It is time taking process. It's not like that overnight or within 30 days you can achieve. So yes, as you mentioned, try to be real, make a real goal. It should be realistic, genuine, smart, measurable, so that you can measure it, and
Yeah,
accordingly you can check it
yeah,
out and find it out for yourself, right?
exactly,
Uh,
exactly. But I would even add one more important thing,
please.
because me as an English coach and working by using coaching tools, I always say that we need to come back to the time when we were children and we learned
Yes.
our own native language. We're
Yes.
full of mistakes. Even our parents like to tell us, "Oh, do you remember when you were a little child? You called that in such a way." And the whole family has, like a good laugh about that. And there's nothing wrong about that. Just find your inner child
Yes.
and take it as an advantage,
Yes.
not as an obstacle. That you
Yes.
are like a child learning something new, and you have the right to make mistakes.
Mhm.
And if you make that mistake once, twice, and you draw conclusions,
Mhm.
that's absolutely wonderful,
Yes.
because this is like taking a step from the thinking brain to
Yes.
this active brain that can use the
Mhm.
structure without thinking. Yeah.
Yes.
And many people forget that the first stage is the thinking brain when we
Yes.
first make mistakes. And this is a natural
Mhm.
process. And if you want to learn without making mistakes, if you
Yes.
want to build your business without making mistakes, so I'm afraid that you need to change your mindset.
Very true, very true. I completely concur with this idea. I'm on the same page, and I want to tell you, when I started my journey towards this language, I was so, I was thinking that how to start, when to start, which kind of activity I need to do. However, the thing is that within 3 months, I realized no, this is a kind of a very long process. So I need to keep my mind very calm, composed, and just blindly I need to follow the process. One more thing, when I said this word, you mentioned in your one article that you need to change your methodology, methods. Right? I think I wrote somewhere, actually, Anna, I always try to prepare some questions during the interview this time, but eye contact is very important for me. I don't want to miss a single bit of my this kind of conversation. So I don't want to look here and there, but I mentioned, you know, so that is a thing. And actually, you mentioned like for a transformative power of language coaching, something like that. I read actually very deeply
Yeah.
your article, and that's why I got fascinated at once, and I requested to have this kind of conversation. So yeah, I think we can't blindly follow every methods, but we need to understand, because one size fits all, it doesn't work for everybody. And you mentioned this beautiful article. I will definitely, in the description box, I will provide your profile and every contact information related to your contact, where they can get and they can read the article, because somewhere, to be very honest, it is increasing my knowledge. So if any person wants to broaden their knowledge, they can go for it, they can read your article. So beautiful manner you articulated your thoughts. So just a few views on that. Would you like to share these methods? That's how to differentiate, how to follow that one.
First of all, I think that we as teachers, tutors, coaches, trainers, we need to treat a person holistically. We
Yes.
can't forget about the mind of the person. And I believe that if someone does not really think about the person uh, as a complex structure with all the traumas that this person experienced in the previous processes of learning,
Yeah.
I think we can start. So first we need to really see where the problem lies, that the person, for example, wants to start learning the language the third time in their
Yes.
lives,
Yes.
just because the previous two times didn't bring any effect. Probably it's not really about the person, because that's what this person thinks. This is my fault. No, this is about the attitude that the teacher had. And we have so many wonderful teachers, but also we have so many people that should never enter schools because they do
Yes.
more bad things than good things to students.
Yes. Yes.
And then when we see the whole problem, we can start thinking about methods. I work using coaching methods, conversation as the main tool.
Yes.
Why? Because I believe that every person, because we use our native languages, so every person has enough knowledge to learn
Yes.
another language
Yes.
through connecting what we know to the new things that are awaiting us.
Yes, very true, very genuine answer, I would say. I completely relate with every single bit of it, Anna. Thank you so much. And it is very practical that the more you speak, the more fluent and confident you become in speaking. So
So
practically, you need to speak without worrying about to make a mistake, I
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Another person will
confident.
always ask you a question what you meant, if maybe you didn't have a chance to be fully understood. So don't
Yeah.
worry about that. People should
Yes.
learn how to ask questions. That's it.
Yes, very true. Okay, thank you so much for your time. We have only 2 minutes. And thank you so much for your precious time. It is really so fruitful, insightful for me, and it is going to be for my audience. They are going to learn a lot. If you have any query for me, you can go ahead, Anna, please. And hope you enjoyed that session with me.
That was wonderful. And I really keep my fingers crossed for all your clients or your students and your professional development as well.
Thank you so much. I'm trying my best. Every day I'm trying to learn more and more, and somewhere I'm trying to filter my teaching skills so that I can help more and more deeply to all my students. That is the
Yeah,
thing.
they deserve that. They deserve that.
Yes. So thank you so much. Shall we wind up
Thank
this
you.
session, Anna?
Thank you.
Thank you
So
so much.
have a wonderful day
You
and
too.
yeah,
You too.
wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. Have a great and wonderful and beautiful day with this beautiful smile.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.